Even though like all of the producers, the people that write the teleprompter lines, they do their best to like make sure nothing goes wrong. When it's like live on TV, stuff is always going to go wrong. But when it gets like captured and put on like YouTube forever and ever, do you think they get angry?
Really, sometimes I don't watch the news because I'm a kid.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today
His
we're counting down
voice.
our picks for the side-splitting, hilarious, and viral moments to have ever taken place on live TV news shows across the world.
Pardon me.
Oh yeah.
My apologies.
Oh.
Number 20. Always practice off-air. Films make punching through a wooden board look simple and super cool. However, that's due to movie magic. In reality, it's a lot harder, as WDIV's Rhonda Walker found out. During a segment, her co-anchor, Jason Colthorpe, had an intrusive thought with a board and went with it.
Come on. Ready? Break that thing!
He held it up and suggested the guest break it with a punch. However, she wasn't confident in her ability. Well, Walker was confident as she alluded to possessing past experience. However, despite her form looking good, Walker's chair had other ideas as the force caused it to roll away, and she ended up on the floor.
You ready?
Oh, here we go.
On social media, Colthorpe called it the biggest blooper of his career and regretted not practicing before going live. Number 19. The anchor
What made her bounce backwards though? Like, how did she fall off her chair?
meteorologist feud. While it'd be nice for everyone on news shows to get on, in reality, that's impossible. Seemingly, something was brewing between the BBC's Tomasz Schaefernaker and Simon McCoy, as the two have had awkward interactions. In 2010, McCoy, who was co-anchoring, segued to Schaefernaker as the resident meteorologist.
Now we'll have the weather forecast in a minute, and of course it'll be 100% accurate.
However, he gave a sarcastic introduction that the prediction would be 100% accurate. Well, Schaefernaker was a little annoyed by that statement as he raised the bird at his colleague. However, the camera suddenly cut to the weather reporter, showing his insult to the nation. Panicking, Schaefernaker tried to pretend he was
It's the way he's rubbing his chin.
rubbing his face, but no one bought it, forcing the BBC to apologize afterward.
Would anyone want their very own weatherman? Well,
Number 18,
Oh,
the
that
ill-timed
one's- that
slip.
one's
If it's
great.
heavily snowing outside, most people would hide inside in the warmth. But not Chelsea and Michael. In 2014, with icy white powder falling from the sky in Portland, Oregon, local news channel Coin questioned why the duo was jogging in the snow.
It's the perfect texture for running, very low impact on its dry snow so your feet don't get wet.
Chelsea claimed it was the perfect
Dude, running in the snow, never. Like, you're gonna slip.
texture to do so. For some viewers, the couple came across a little smug. Well, they feel somewhat vindicated shortly. After the brief live chat, the couple continued their run. However, as the camera followed them into the distance, Chelsea slipped on the ice and landed heavily, forcing Michael to help her up and limp away with the embarrassment of her fall being seen all over the internet.
You okay? Yes, okay. It is slippery out here, there's no question about it.
Number 17, business on top, party on bottom. With the COVID-19 pandemic and people working from home, there was a massive increase in virtual meetings. This translated to news shows, as reporters often did the same. However, while some non-TV workers have been guilty of this, Will Reeve for Good Morning America would regret this.
CVS and UPS say initially the final leg of prescription journeys will be done by ground carriers, so people won't be getting their medication dropped out of the sky.
In 2020, while sitting at home, he was discussing a story about pharmacies using drones. However, when the camera shot changed and the info bar moved, we saw his mismatched outfit. Reeves' top half was business casual, his bottom half, less so. Reeves later joked that he made the error due to
Dude, you were sitting in your boxers? Like, come on.
setting up the angle himself. He also clarified that he wasn't pantless, but wearing shorts before his workout.
Those don't look like shorts. Those look like boxers to me.
Yep, that's me.
Underpants.
Busted. Wearing shorts on GMA. My casual bottom half.
Those aren't shorts. Look how short they are. If they were actual shorts, they'd be further down his leg. Those are underpants.
Going viral.
Yet still, quite the eyeful in the morning. Number 16, the wooden interview. In 2019, the UK was a tense place politically as the country endured another general election, its third since 2015.
Well, first of all, big congratulations to Boris Johnson and all those Conservative candidates who work so hard. It's an extraordinary result.
So, when a moment came along that eased the pressure a little, it was instantly beloved. With the Conservative Party winning a majority, the journalist went to speak to former Conservative Prime Minister David Cameron, who talked up the victory. However, the camera angle selected was a strange choice. Rather than ignore it, when the Sky News broadcast cut back to Adam Bolton in the studio, he gave a deadpan quip that made everyone watching laugh. regardless of whether they were happy or sad with the election news.
Well, I don't know why he's talking to a tree.
Number 15, the accidental flash. To provide the impression that a news broadcaster is a serious journalistic place, the main program may give viewers a look at the newsroom working in the background.
Cricket now, and England have won the fourth and final test against South Africa at Old Trafford.
However, it can also result in the reporter's computer screens being seen, which in
But you can barely see it, to be fair. You can barely see
this
it.
case was hilarious. In 2017, BBC News made this error, showing a topless video on one of the background screens. While people were wondering what that was about, actor Anna Paquin held her hand up to admit the video was of her, in particular a scene from True Blood. Thankfully, she found the situation funny, as did some of the viewers, while others complained to the BBC.
Was that the BBC was broadcasting porn and people were asking to have their license yanked and various things.
I bet their ratings surged during that moment.
Number 14, underwear.
I mean, what was that guy thinking watching that at work? I mean, maybe not so much at work, but just his screen facing the cameras, like.
Warning. Unsurprisingly, the news is often filled with useful advice, and in 2016, WWBT's Eric Phillips provided us all with a very handy warning, albeit via a complete mistake.
Whoa!
The Virginia anchor opened a story about slow cookers being recalled by telling viewers to check their panties. Honestly, that would instantly grab people's attention. Like a pro, Phillips went to provide more information until laughter from his colleague, co-anchor Carla read it, made him realize that the script had a typo and was meant to say, check your pantries. Reddit also stated that she saw the typo, but couldn't warn Phillips in time, which we're all thankful for. Number 13.
The way you said as well, check your panties.
Dyngus Day. During the Easter holidays, Śmigłość Dyngus is celebrated in Poland, with variants also happening in Slovakia, Hungary, and Ukraine. Yet for Polish Americans, the event is amazingly named Dyngus Day.
Dyngus Day isn't some totally fake holiday cooked up by a Seinfeld writer like Festivus. Dyngus Day is a real thing.
Well, in 2012, while hosting his CNN show Anderson Cooper 360, the host added the celebration to his segment, The Ridiculist, as citizens of Buffalo, New York enjoyed the festivities. Yet Cooper lost it when describing that Dyngus Day involves boys and men sprinkling girls and women they like with water, who retaliate by hitting them with a pussy willow branch. Unable to stop giggling.
A what willow branch?
Cooper mumbled at one point, "It's so stupid," which some believed he was talking about Dyngus Day. However, he apologized and stated he was referring to his laughter, not
he
the
had
event.
to apologize.
I know there's some beer, there's some kielbasa, there's some pussy willows,
there's
water.
There's water. I'm up for it, whatever it is.
Number 12.
I can't believe he had to apologize for that. I mean, he obviously wasn't talking about, the day.
Nighttime dip. If you see a news camera in the wild, you might do your best to enjoy your 5 seconds of fame by sneaking into the background. However, one cyclist's hope of brief celebrity turned into viral embarrassment.
If we go into an early general election, if the SNP do perform as well as they hope they might in that election, then that could really strengthen their case for another independence referendum.
In 2019, the BBC's Sarah Smith was reporting outside the Scottish Parliament building in Edinburgh, discussing a vote about Brexit. Yet behind her, a hooded cyclist slowly rode by. However, probably due to the TV pressure and it being night, they didn't notice a small pond behind Smith. The rider couldn't do anything beyond raising their hands comically as they flopped into the water. A complete professional, Smith didn't react and continued with the segment. Number 11, hand warmer.
Super embarrassing. Oh my god, poor guy.
If you do a search online for news bloopers, many will originate from Australia's Today Show, the best of which involved an old-timey piece of attire and a double entendre that left the hosts, especially Karl Stefanovic, struggling to remain professional.
You're wearing your Ugg boots on your hands. That's progressive.
Yeah, it's my muff.
Reporter Natalia Cooper was finishing up a segment and talking about her traditional outfit, causing Stefanovic to comment that it looks like she's wearing Ugg boots on her hands. However, when Cooper informed him that it was her muff, which is a real clothing piece, Stefanovic and Alison Langdon lost it.
It's very practical, the muff.
With co-host Georgie Gardner taking the opportunity to make further jokes and Cooper mentioning it's good at keeping her hands warm, a broken Stefanovic begged them to stop. Number 10, Bart Simpson-ing the news. In 2021, the UK saw the debut of the news channel GB News. With it taking a right-wing spin on stories and being compared to the US's Fox News, the British public decided some ribbing was due.
Mike Oxlong has emailed me saying that he agrees with me. He says he thinks it's absolutely the responsibility of parents to make sure their children have a healthy diet.
Channeling their inner Bart Simpsons,
my cocks.
Various people sent messages to GB News
With
that were
fake
either read out
names.
by the anchors or scrolled across the chyron at the bottom of the screen. However, it's unlikely those names were real, as when read quickly, they sounded like dirty phrases.
Yeah,
One of the
yeah.
anchors who fell victim to the practical joke, Simon McCoy, didn't enjoy the creativity and admonished those for mocking the upstart channel, which made it funnier.
It doesn't help anybody, you know.
We're just not going to read surnames from now on.
Well, to the person who's just messaged, grow up.
Number 9, math is hard. Nobody is immune to making a mistake. Yet for the vast majority of us, we get to do it privately and not have our shame broadcast all over the internet forever.
Well, the sign says that it's 4 quarters for an hour, but a quarter only gets you 15 minutes.
Unfortunately for one man, that's exactly what happened. While being interviewed by WNEP's reporter, Carmela Mataloni, about parking meters, the man stated confidently that the sign was incorrect, claiming 4 quarters don't make an hour, as 1 quarter only gets 15 minutes. As soon as Mataloni pointed out he was incorrect, it immediately dawned on him.
Rewind.
How do you not know that? Come on, bud.
Take that off.
While he jokingly begged them not to air it, the clip ended up going viral, immortalizing his math error. Number 8, explicit weather. Sometimes nature can have a sense of humor, as does New Zealand meteorologist Sam Wallace. In 2016, as he was presenting the weather, he put up a photo of a water spout that was credited to Ben Jackson.
Oh my God. Look at that. I mean, you see it, I see it.
When you take a step back, is there anything else you see in this picture?
While it appeared to be an innocuous, albeit cool photo of a natural phenomenon, it was when Wallace zoomed out and alluded to it resembling something else that the penny dropped for everyone. His colleagues immediately realized, as laughter rang
huge
out, and one called Wallace's reference as subtle as a sledgehammer.
There's a lot of detail.
Clearly, it looked like a certain part of the human anatomy, especially after Wallace proudly stated that it had a lot of detail. Number 7, tennis slip. One of the hardest parts of being a professional athlete is not only training nonstop for your event, but talking to the media afterwards when you're mentally drained.
Can you even explain what's going on in your head right now?
I've got nothing in my head. I'm just really excited.
Following her win against Kristina Mladenovic in the 3rd round of the 2016 Australian Open, Australian tennis player Daria Saville, who'd only become a citizen of the country weeks before, was interviewed on the court. It was a typical exchange to begin with. After being asked about her motivation in achieving her comeback, Saville got a little nervous before uttering that she was good from behind.
Not going to go there. Come back here. You're still young.
Instantly, she wanted the earth to swallow her. However, the Aussie crowd absolutely loved it, causing the athlete to also find it funny. Number 6.
Good from behind. Hello.
Gassy weather. They say in showbiz, you should never work with kids or animals. Well, WLBT's meteorologist Patrick Ellis learned why the former was in the expression in 2016. The segment started typically, with him stating what the weather would be and explaining the science behind it.
We do have some returns on the radar, but looking at the observations down in Natchez and some of the cameras down there, it's not actually hitting the ground.
But then, Houston arrived, who was reportedly the son of a lawyer who appeared on the show regularly. Ellis did his best to deal with the situation, as Houston made typical, excited kid statements and seemingly did his interpretation of heavy wind.
Are you sure? Are you crazy sure?
Well, we've got a little bit of interesting things going on right now.
When Ellis invited the youngster to do the report, he responded that there were farts and toots everywhere, forcing a man to pick up Houston and take him off camera. Number 5. The mistake.
I love the guy who just grabbed the kid like.
An interview. Even 2 decades after the event, Guy Goma is still a cult hero in the UK. In 2006, he arrived at the BBC to be interviewed for a job in its IT department. Yet when a producer arrived, he was looking for Guy Cuny, a technology journalist who was set to be interviewed on the news about Apple.
Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see this verdict to come on me.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting that.
However, despite Cuny being white and Goma being black, mistaken identity caused a confused Goma to be taken to the stage for the interview. Goma did amazing at pretending he knew why he was there. Afterwards, he went to his actual job interview, only to unfortunately not get it. However, the bizarre incident did turn Goma into a celebrity, as he made multiple TV appearances.
It was almost as if you wanted to help her get to the end of the interview without revealing that you were not in fact Guy Cuny.
Exactly.
Number 4, the apparently kid. With the Wayne County Fair in Pennsylvania
It's a shame the guy didn't get the job. I hope he got another job, like, at least.
underway in 2014, WNEP sent reporter Sophia Ojeda to cover the story. There, she met Noah Ritter, who would become a national treasure by the end of their interaction.
Apparently sometimes I don't watch I don't watch the news.
Speaking more like a far older man than the child he was, Ritter took the microphone and spoke about his enjoyment of the rides. Due to slipping in the word apparently at every opportunity, even at times when it made no sense and made us question everything, Ritter became known everywhere as the apparently kid.
I've never ever been on live television. I never ever be on live television.
Are you excited?
Yeah, and apparently I already went down the super slide.
On top of his charming speech being auto-tuned into a viral song, the youngster would appear on The Ellen DeGeneres Show and several other TV productions and commercials. Number 3, the countdown bird. Usually, when a news show comes back from a break, the anchor is professional and serious, often pretending to look at their notes. However, in 2023, BBC News viewers were instead greeted by Mariam Moshiri holding up her middle finger while staring into the camera. In a flash, once she realized she was on air, Moshiri continued her job as though nothing had happened. However, the hilarious moment soon spread online, causing the anchor to apologize and explain what had happened.
It's so annoying, like, having to apologize for a bit of fun. You know, it's just a bit of fun.
As supported by the BBC, which released a behind-the-scenes video, Moshiri was counting down on her fingers as she went back on air. However, as a joke to production staff, she held up that finger for number 1. Oops. Number 2, the worst police sketch. Police sketch artists are a vital part of an investigation when searching for a suspect. Usually, the drawings are detailed and accurate enough to pass for a real person.
Police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store.
However, when Ethan Forrest was presenting a KYTV segment on a sketch for a man who robbed a store in 2018, it was baffling. When Forrest looked at the artwork, it appeared as though he was wondering if this was an elaborate joke. Showing amazing professionalism in a ridiculous situation, Forrest continued explaining the suspect, while the drawing looked like one made by a child. The icing on the confusing and hilarious cake was that the suspect was caught, probably despite the sketch.
Get the hell out of here. They actually found him.
As he clearly didn't have the picture's pointy chin.
There is
Police
no
actually
way.
caught this guy. Thanks to the sketch, no doubt.
Unbelievable.
If you love games, be sure to check out WatchMojo's new game.
Number 1, the infamous virtual interview. Over a decade later, this chaotic moment still lives in our heads.
Scandals happen all the time. The question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals?
In 2017, Robert Kelly was having a virtual meeting for BBC News to discuss his views on the impeachment of South Korean President Park Geun-hye. However, Kelly's daughter snuck into his office while he was on air and strutted over to him. While Kelly tried to get her away, his baby son then rode inside the room. The accidental physical comedy act wasn't done though.
It's the way she slides in, like...
Kelly saw his pundit role going up in flames. His panicked wife ran into the office to take the kids out of the room. But fear not for Kelly. Instead of destroying his career, it made him and his family famous as the moment quickly became viral.
It's been pretty unreal. We didn't really expect any kind of attention like this at all. We certainly never had anything like this in our life before.
What hilarious live TV news?
Nah, that last one's cute. Man, it's just like, you know, these moments I find really, really funny, but the fact that we have to apologize, you know, because, you know, someone might get offended is just a sad state of the affairs, isn't it, really? Like, just, you know, the countdown one, so what? She stuck her middle finger up, you know. Is that really, like, apology worthy? Like, do you really need to issue, like, an apology for that? Like, it's just like, can people just not take a joke anymore? Have we become, like, so serious? Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you did, please check out this one right here. See you there.